Alright, here goes. So this is a video regarding my opinion on the Valve Knuckles, also known as the Valve Index controllers, etc, etc. And I guess how I came to acquire them. Right, so the controllers themselves are great. They combine, I guess, the best of both the Vive Wands and the Oculus Touch controllers with the touchpad of the Vive Wands and the thumbsticks and buttons of the Oculus Touch controllers with two, in my opinion, phenomenal features. Finger tracking, of course, and force capacitive sensors in the grip of the controller and the thumb trackpad. And what these do is they gauge how hard you're squeezing the controller. And therefore, you can basically set it up where you can, like in Moondust, you can squeeze a stress ball or a little turret balloon thing, and it will react to it. You can also squeeze a grenade to prime it. That's the kind of things that are possible with this kind of technology, and I find it incredibly interesting and just something that, if utilized properly, like in Boneworks, a lot of people are excited for Boneworks. If they utilize the Index controllers in their fullest, it'll probably be one of the best experiences on the market, in my opinion, if they pull it off. But that's another story. What else? Right, so the games I've tried it with are, well, first off, the Moondust tech demos for the Knuckles is a good place to start to get familiar with the features of the Knuckles, or the Index controllers in general. It shows off practically every single feature of the Knuckles in one demo, and it's great. Now, Climbey. A couple of things to point out. You will fall a lot in this, alright? I fell a lot. Normally, I wouldn't really fall too much with the Vive Wands, but these are a lot harder to use because you have to let go of your controller. And at least for me, I instinctively sometimes don't let go. I try to jump, I hang on to whatever surface I was holding on to, and then I fall, and it's embarrassing. But once you get used to it, it's a whole nother experience. Hats off to Brian over there, or the Shadow Brain, whatever you call him. He's done a really good job of implementing the Knuckles support into Climbey. Yeah, hats off, man. Right. Hot Dog Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, or H3, is another game that has, in my opinion, added Knuckles support really well. In the fact that Anton has made it so you can pick up an object with either your 3 fingers or your trigger and then transfer to either one of those. Which means that, you know, basically the way he does it makes it more user-friendly for those people who have been using Vive Wands or touch controllers. And hats off to him, he really nailed it there. And another one, frankly, Windlands 2 has Knuckles support, apparently. Not finger tracking, but it does incorporate the thumbstick use, which is great, because touchpad on Vive is kind of crap, but anyway. Frankly, the gameplay doesn't change that much with Knuckles on Windlands 2, but it is a bit more easier to use for some people, I guess, with thumbsticks and all, and button use, but that's not really my forte, so, yeah. Hats off to them, though. They added support, and I'm sure people who buy the Index and want to play some Windlands 2 will be satisfied with the support that they've put in. And really, those are all the notable mentions for games that I had that support Knuckles. I mean, Tilt Brush and some other titles probably support it, but that's more of a basic controller support that doesn't really take advantage of the features of the Index controllers to their full advantage. And so that's really why I'm not going to be talking about them. I have heard that there are some issues with Skyrim VR controller support, but I don't have Skyrim VR. Sorry, I don't have Fallout 4 VR. I don't have any Bethesda game in VR. Sorry, Todd Howard. And for now, those are all the notable titles that I think support Knuckles. I'll try to experiment around, but I'll doubt I'll find any other VR application that really fully uses the Knuckles features. I guess I'll briefly explain how I got my hands on a pair of Knuckles controllers. So I run a VR club at my high school, and so I emailed Valve one day to see if they could possibly loan me a pair of Knuckles controllers just for use in a sort of more educational environment, right? Because most Knuckles are probably being loaned out to developers, but it's interesting to see how it works in like Tilt Brush or all these other sort of more educational or just more artistic or creative VR titles, right? So I have been doing a little bit of that, but in the case of the videos I've been publishing, I also do a couple. I play some Climbey, I play some H3, I play some more conventional VR titles, and after countless hours of VR shenanigans, these are the best controllers you can buy for $250, hands down. So I guess in conclusion, I believe the Knuckle Support is going to strengthen over time, and it's definitely worth the buy. And I'm sorry for such a long and overall, frankly, poorly structured video. I do hope that this informed you a bit more about how the index controllers will work with some titles. This is all done with the mobile video editing software. So, yeah, I'm sorry, but I do hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry for my lack of quality content previously, and I hope to make that up. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I'm sorry again.